need to feel you. I need to feel you.
At 6'11", Trey Porter has quite a presence on the basketball court. But is it enough to go pro? NBA scouts have their eye on the University of Nevada Wolfpack player. So Porter got an agent and a plane ticket to Fargo.
If you don't want to hear anything that you need to fix in your game, then maybe you're doing the wrong thing for a career. Quick.
Tyrone Gordon, better known as Coach Monty,
Great job. Other side.
is trying to perfect Porter's game.
You all right. Footwork, and then being able to stretch out and hit that NBA three, especially when he's the last guy.
Monty was a development coach for the Dallas Mavericks before family brought him back to Fargo.
The biggest difference is the pros is just small detail things, because at this point, the scouts know who they are and knows their makeup. So you trying to change the dynamic of who they are can hurt them more than it can help them.
Fargo may seem like an unusual route to the top,
Last one.
but Monty says the Valley provides the distraction-free environment some elite players need.
It's never been like a money grab, for me. It's like I really want to impact you as a whole, not only as a basketball player. So if you're having hard times at home where you can't figure things out, either with while your parents are telling you something or something at school, or just anything in general, I want to be there to help you and support you in that way.
Monty hopes to bring in more NBA prospects, but works with all levels of athletes, including kids.
I still study every day. Every day I'm finding something new to do, especially with me working with youth now. It's a totally different ball game when you're having to create a player versus a player that's already, well established and they know who they are.
Who knows?
Good job.
Maybe he'll coach some kids who eventually will also need his pro-level training.
Any basketball player should be able to accept any type of constructive criticism. That's the only way that you're able to get better, because there's not one player on the planet that's not going to get any type of constructive criticism. I mean, even LeBron James get constructive criticism.
Nothing wrong with LeBron James. No, he can improve too. The NBA draft is the end of June. Trey, who was featured in that story, has already been invited to pre-draft workouts with the Atlanta Hawks. Monty already works out of the gyms at Courts Plus in South Fargo. That's where you were seeing all that video. If you want more information on his training, we have that on our website, valleynewslive.com. And we also have him here in studio with us. Coach Monty, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
So it was kind of cool to see you training such an elite player just out of the gym at Courts Plus.
Yeah.
But well, I guess I want to talk about training kids, but I know you guys were talking a little bit in the break about what got you here. And we know that you've worked with professional athletes.
Yeah, so before I came to Fargo, I was in Dallas, Texas, working with the Mavericks and their development team, which is now the G League. It was the D League when I coached there as the head player development coach. And coaching staff changed, and so I ventured off. A lot of the players wanted to keep contact with me, and they ended up giving me contracts. And so I ended up starting my own company. And when I first came here, I was traveling a lot to the Philippines and stuff like that, because, I was more comfortable working with those high-end, players. But as I got comfortable here, understood that it was a need for what I delivered within basketball, I started venturing out, meeting a lot of great families. It's a lot of great people here in Fargo that's making what I do, possible. So.
It was your wife. Your wife has got a Fargo connection, right, or North Dakota? That's
yes,
why
my wife is from here. She works at Microsoft, and she was actually very talented at basketball too. So, having her credentials, her support is very beneficial also.
And so you have some little ballas in your house. You have 3 little girls, right?
Yeah, 5, 4, just turned 4 this past week, and a 2-year-old.
Okay, so parents at home, they see, wow, we got this elite level coach. You don't just coach these, elite players anymore.
No, I do. All ages, from like my oldest daughter, 5 years old, all the way up to the elite athletes. So I don't skip, I guess, any stages or any ages. I'm able to, teach anybody. I'm very versatile when it comes to delivering the knowledge of the game of basketball.
Even us?
I was just going to say, can you make me an NBA guy?
So I actually have a funny story. So when I first moved to Dallas, I wasn't connected yet with the NBA. And so I started like trying to do training, and it was a 60-year-old guy that played like noon ball. He was still active. And he asked me one day, would you mind training me? Because he seen me working with a few little kids. And I'm like, hey, why not? And so he started coming in every Wednesday just so he was still good enough to go and play basketball. And it was like one of the best experiences ever because he wasn't looking to be a college athlete or, you know, a professional athlete or anything like that. He did it solely so he can continue to stay in good shape and good health and be able to go out and play basketball on Friday.
You're talking about the college athletic part, because I used to have a business where I would help young kids get college scholarships, and you see so many parents these days going, hey, my kid, this is his ticket. Maybe if you want to talk about, hey, come out there, I can coach you, but not everyone ends up with a college scholarship.
And so my program is bigger than just the basketball aspect. I'm creating an actual basketball academy that it creates a student athlete, not just an athlete, to where we're going to have academic tutors come in and help our kids where when they come before their session, homework has to be completed. You complete your homework and then you get to come on the court and have a little bit of fun. So it's not sending your kid with me for 50 to 60 minutes. It's a couple hours, drop them off, and you know they're getting their homework done because when they come to the gym and play sports, that's taken away from time to study, etc. But if we can have it all in one facility, I think it'll be more beneficial to the community. So that's one thing I have in the works right now to really create student athletes. So just in case we fall short of the goal of getting them to be a student athlete in college, we know they can go for scholarships as far as from the academic part. So
that's incredible. And I asked you if you had 3 keys to success when it comes to whether you're 5 or a 60-year-old noon ball guy.
Yeah.
What are your 3 keys to success?
So don't skip any development stages. And what I mean by that, like if you're starting with a kid that just started basketball, you can't teach him the advanced things and get, you know, frustrated with him or anything like that. You have to trust the process and take your time with the kid. So being patient, and then also you want to make sure if the kid doesn't understand something, you take your time. Even if it's the whole session, if that kid get better at that one thing, then it was a successful session. If you're teaching them multiple things and it feel like you didn't get any work done or the kid is frustrated and they feel like they didn't accomplish anything, then you failed at that session. So always stay consistent with what you're doing and being patient and trusting that process. So.
Okay, I love it. How about any keys, any things you should avoid?
Okay, and so that reverts back to the successful keys. So you want to avoid rushing, being all over the place, teaching multiple things in a workout because you only have 50 to 60 minutes. So if you're teaching multiple things, it might look good, but is the kid actually learning where they can apply it? Also, understand that every player receives information differently. So you have to identify who your athlete is as a human being and not only as an athlete. So when you're talking to them, they're receiving that message and you're not breaking them down and killing their self-esteem.
Great
Good stuff.
man.
Yeah.
How can people get a hold of you?
Oh, you can by text, email, my website, iaplay2inspire.com, all my social media handles, Inspire Athletics, or if you see me, stop me. I'm very friendly to talk to and whatnot. I love having conversations and, you know, letting people know what I'm trying to bring, you know, to the community from a sports aspect to try to use it a tool to, you know, help more kids get into college and not have to worry about that debt after they get done. So.
Well, we're going to follow up with you once you get that academy up and going too.
Yeah.
So maybe have you on a regular basis.
That'd be awesome.
Good stuff. Thank you. Stay with us. Coming up next, some great and packable gadgets for your next trip.